Yeah, we should be live. You know, I was just over on rideshare. Let me turn the speaker off before I start hearing myself. Um, I was just over on rideshare rodeos live stream watching that, and click over here on my YouTube channel, and it says "Waiting on Dash and Grandpa," and that happens to me a lot. I kind of be waiting around on myself or wondering where I'm at. Yeah, I know it's a little crazy, but it's something to talk about, isn't it? Because I got nothing. I asked Emily when I got home. I said, "You got any ideas?" And she said, "That's not my expertise. That's on you." I really got nothing to talk about other than let's just hang out. And anyway, it was just weird waiting on Dash and Grandpa. I just seen that. It just kind of struck me as funny. Because sometimes it seems like I'm running around in circles. Right now, I've got one, two, three, four video reviews that I'm working on. Got all of them started, and none of the four finished. And then I got in a work light earlier. But how's business, y'all? Since I'm just in case James Williams, how you doing? How was Sparkman at 11:48 this week? Well, I was fixing to just bring this up. Actually, I took off. I not always, but about 90% of the time I take off on Mondays. Mondays has always been my worst day. Emily actually had a pretty good day, I think Monday. And Tuesday, I had a bunch of reviews to do or something. Anyway, oh, and I had to get the yard done. I had a lot of things to do, so I didn't do work Tuesday either. Wednesday was the worst day I've ever, the worst day of orders I've ever seen, and I've been doing it 2 years, a little over 2 years. I don't know, a couple of years anyway, give or take. And today is, or Tuesday or Wednesday was actually the worst on all the orders, because sometimes you'll get two, three junk orders and then you'll get a good one. Every order I saw Wednesday was trash. Every order I saw today, except for, no, I did do one yesterday. I take that back. I had one shopping order, and actually it was out of 1148, and it was only like $17, and that's not very much for a shopping order. But I knew of I delivered to this person before, and they're handicapped, so I I was going to do that regardless. And I wound up getting a $10 tip, so that $17 order actually turned into 27. But for answering your question on 1148, oh, this was for I had some screenshots, but it was well, there you go. Well, it was one order for $12, 1.4 miles, extra earnings, and an apartment. But I think if I didn't do the screenshot of the item count, but I think it was like 42 items. Seems like it had a couple of cases of water with it. But 947 for two orders, 967 for two orders. That I sometimes take screenshots and send them to Emily because I get out there before she does, and I'll send her a couple of screenshots because she always asks, "How's the orders?" And they have been absolute garbage. I did talk to another Sparker, and I'm sure you've probably seen her out there. Of course, she don't ride on her car anymore. But anyway, she had been sitting in a parking lot at 1148 today for about I think she said 2.5 hours. Got no orders. They've been horrible. And I'm hoping tomorrow's better. I wound up today. I really got a good order. What did I? What? I don't remember what it was. Um, I think it was. Yeah, here we go. 5571 for a shopping order. Granted, it had like 32 items, and it was panties, eyeliner, some makeup, some fingernail polish remover, stuff that I don't mind getting any of that. But when you start getting the eyeliner stuff, there's so many shades. I spent a good solid 5 minutes looking for one little eyeshadow stuff. Anyway, but it had a 29.87 tip, so it will be a good order if the tip sticks. If it doesn't, well, then it would have been 25.84. That's the best order I've seen. Emily got a banger order Tuesday. What was that one? $59.
$59 tip.
$59 tip. Did it? Oh, it stuck too, didn't
stuck.
it? Yeah, it stuck. So that was what they call it? Unicorn. Unicorn. That was really good. But yeah, Spark has been awful for me. Wednesday was really really a day where you kind of start thinking, what if it don't get better? Because a lot of times you'll, out of 10 orders, you'll get 6 of them that are worth taking. Even if half of them are worth taking, another half ain't worth taking. But Wednesday, none of them except for the one shopping order. And that was it. And I was fixing to head home. I was heading north and it popped up. And I thought, okay, I'll do that. But today I wound up just doing 3 orders, but it took me all day to get 3 orders worth taking. But I had 2 reviews to do, so I don't know if you're familiar with Sykes Lake, James, but I went out there and made a couple of videos, or one video, and then I went to a little park to start another video on a couple of products. So it's not like I didn't have anything to do. I've always got something to do. It's just, I may have to find a side hustle to my side hustles. I don't know. And I hate to think of it, but I may wind up having to start turning DoorDash back on more often because these Walmart orders, as much as I hate to say it, you can, if it stays on the trend that it is, you'll wind up being able to make more on DoorDash than you will Spark because, what did I say a while ago? $7. See, I had gallery. Okay, well, even okay, just the one order. It was $12 for 1.4 miles, which on a DoorDash order that would be good. It'd be actually really good. But on a Spark order, that's not good because that's a good chance that's going to take you about 45 minutes to get it done. Whereas a DoorDash order, you could get 2 or 3 of those done within that hour. You're going to drive a lot more miles, but if Spark continues on this trend, we're going to have to do something different. Hey, wow. Miss Sarah Elizabeth has graced us. Man, I feel special. Somebody, a big shot's in the house. How you doing, Miss Sarah? I don't know if you saw my comment on your camera, but I did a review on a pen cam a while back. It actually would be really cool if you didn't want people to know you was videoing. But it just so happened that day, the people that I do the reviews for asked me if I wanted to do a review on a body cam. So I've got one supposed to be coming in. I haven't got it yet, but I don't know. If, I'm not trying to copy your content, obviously, because I don't want to do that. And it won't be on Dash and Grandpa anyway. I may mention it, but I won't, because I have my other Grandpa's random reviews. It'll be on that one. But I like having tools that are good for gig workers. And I also have a dash cam that's supposed to be coming in too. But anyway, it was just kind of funny that I had watched your video on that body cam, and then the people that I do reviews for asked me if I wanted to do one for a body cam that same day. It was just kind of ironic, I guess. But anyway, those are really good deals. I had a small what they call that? The hidden camera one or the spy camera, but th- that it wasn't very good.
You talking about the one that was made to put in something?
Well, no, the little one that was what about that big?
Oh yeah.
That little, it was little bitty. It wasn't all that great, and it was like jumpy and pixelated looking. But anyway, I'm waiting to see what this was like. But I think those, and well, I'm kind of thinking two things at once. But I'm thinking that if things keep going, you're breaking up for me. Uh-oh. I hope I hope it's not breaking up too bad. Oh, I am freezing up though. I'm froze up. Oh, there it went. Our internet is horrible in the evenings, and it's fiber. It's supposed to never change, but it does. So it's freezing up. That's probably why it's breaking up. It's got a low connection speed. Anyway, I don't know how much of that you got. Hopefully, you got some of it. But I got a body cam coming in. Anyway, I think body cams is going to be a good thing for delivery drivers because there's apparently a whole lot of people that are claiming that drivers are doing this and doing that. And we need all the proof that we can get. Yeah, it is important. But I had done a couple of reviews on one, but like I said, I've got the dash cam coming, and I think I may have another dash cam in there. I don't know. No, actually, I gave it away, but I've got another one coming. It's pretty cool looking, but I think I like the dash cams especially because when I got my car totaled, once I sent the girl's insurance company the clip of the accident, no more questions, no nothing. They paid,
They just start sending him money.
just start sending me money. Just get me to not say anymore because a camera is worth a million words because anybody can say anything, but a camera don't lie. And as far as like us delivering, it's really good to have protect you on your car. But as far as like the body cams, like the one that you was doing, not only it's good for content creators and the content for our videos and stuff, but it's good to cover yourself. In case somebody says you did something or didn't do something, then you kind of got something to back you up. I don't know. I have heard that people would have cameras and they video their DoorDash drop off, and then they get deactivated because somebody said they didn't drop the order off, but then they sent DoorDash the video and DoorDash didn't accept that video. So I don't know 100% how good it will be, but it's a whole lot better than having nothing. At least you can have peace of mind that you got proof anyway. But yeah, it was just kind of funny. I don't know if you heard that while ago. It was funny that they had asked me if I wanted to do a review on a body cam at that same day that I watched your video. I was probably a day late on watching yours, but I try to keep up with. There's 4 or 5 gig tubers, I guess you could call them. Actually, there's probably 3 or 4 that I try to watch because I like watching their content, and you're one of them, sir. It's pretty cool. Good idea these days. It is. It really is. Especially, I don't know if y'all have a college town. And of course, school's out right now. But one of the reasons why I wouldn't deliver to the dorms at our college was because I used to work at a state hospital here. It was a mental institution, and it was co-ed. But sometimes we would have to, the guys would have to do dorm watch, and you never go into the dorm without other people with you, other staff with you, because you don't know what females or and vice versa. You don't know what they're going to accuse you of and the allegations that could be made. So if you had a body cam and you went into a school dorm and somebody made accusations and accused you of stuff, you kind of got something to say, oh, no, I don't. And here's my proof. So body cams is a good thing. You know, the police wear them for a reason. I realize there's some police that turn them off for a reason too, but we won't go into that because that's just very few of them that do that. But Ohio, I've been to Ohio. Where was Can't remember where it was. Was it a Cincinnati? It isn't it? Is it Cincinnati that has the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Because I flew in. No, that I don't know. Anyway, I'm in there. I mean, Wadsworth. Man, I don't know. My old neighbors, and it's funny that I can remember because they were just friends, but they were from Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland. I flew into Cleveland because I remember seeing that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I wanted to go, but where the friend of mine was that I flew up to see didn't live there, and we wound up never getting back until I was getting taken back to the airport. But my old neighbors, they were from Jefferson, Ohio. I don't know if that's a little town, a big town. That's just always stuck with me. Probably because I also went to an elementary school named Jefferson. I don't know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's just, and I know Miss Sarah is down there in Florida enjoying all that beautiful weather. Is the weather really that nice year round down there? You know, I always hear everybody wants to move to Florida to retire, and the only I've been to um, Pensacola, Pensacola, Florida, and that's the only place in Florida that I remember going to, and I don't remember a whole lot about it. My aunt and uncle lived in Gulfport, Mississippi, so it wasn't that far, and we had. Well, I won't go into the reason why we had to go to Pensacola, but when I was a kid, we had to go to Pensacola anyway. But yeah, Florida is nice. We've been talking about taking a little mini vacation. We had talked about going to Savannah, Georgia, and then Boulder, Colorado. And Boulder is a lot closer than Savannah, but I think we're going to wait and go to Savannah next year because after pricing the hotels, you're going to spend the majority of your money on hotel accommodations. So we're thinking about somewhere closer, you know. Anyway, we will see what happens. I am going to, I'm not, well, plug it a little bit, but I know this is a gig type channel here. But I have the Grandpa's random reviews, and I'm up to like 55 subscribers now. But I've got like 103 videos I think on there. So if anybody wants to go check out that channel, it's you can just probably you can probably find it on here, or just Google Grandpa's random reviews, and it'll probably pop up. Should pop up on the YouTube search. That's basically the same thing as Google since they own YouTube. But when I hit 100 subscribers, I've made a community post. I'm going to do a giveaway, and then from that point forward, as long as the channel continues to grow, even if it's growing slowly, I'm going to do monthly giveaways. It might be something cheesy, and it might be something that you really want. You know, I got lavalier mics, wireless mics. I've got, I should be having a dash cam. I should be having a body cam. I'm going to have some different things. Um, and what do you call that one at one day, Ben? The Go Gadget Garage Sale.
Yes.
Emily said we're going to have a Go Gadget Garage Sale. We've got a photo studio that we kind of set up in the spare bedroom, and she bought a shelf, and I've got that shelf full of random stuff that I've done reviews on. Some of it we sell, some of it apparently nobody wants. I've got a $400 pillow in there.
Oh Lord.
I didn't even put that one on Grandpa's Random Reviews, and the reason why I didn't, the pillow works, okay, but I could never get it connected to. It's supposed to connect to your phone. It's got a phone app, a pillow with a phone app. Imagine that. But anyway, it's for snoring, and it's supposed to, when it detects you snoring, it makes your head turn, and it's supposed to open up your airway to prevent the snoring. $400 for a pillow. They ain't nobody in Wichita Falls, Texas, that I know of would pay over $50 for a pillow, much less $400 a pillow. But I told Emily, I said, if you were married to somebody, if you slept beside somebody that snored horribly bad, you'd probably pay $1,000 if it would actually work. And the pillow doesn't have to have the app to work. It's just I hate putting anything on on. I hate to put my name with something like on my Grandpa's Random Reviews if it doesn't work exactly the way it's supposed to. I've got a solar light in the backyard right now that the seller has sent me a second one because the motion sensor light on it the motion sensor doesn't work. But now they said it needs a charge for like 3 days. So we'll see. We had rain all morning today, so it didn't get a full day of charge. How you doing, Mr. T. Rod? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that was a bit much on that pillow, that's for sure. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it though. I may wind up doing a giveaway with it. Somebody may get them a very expensive pillow, but I have to kind of watch it on that stuff because if the weight gets too much, I don't mind spending a little bit to send somebody a free gift, but I'm a working man. I ain't got money running out my ears, so I have to pay for the shipping. So, but somebody could wind up with a $400 pillow because that pillow didn't weigh that much. I don't think. We had a kitchen composter.
That thing was huge.
Oh yes, I did a review on a kitchen composter, y'all. It was really a cool concept if you were into composting stuff for your plants and everything. I'm not in here's all into the conserving and recycling and all that. And I'm not wasteful, but I'm just not that much into it. And I would have loved to given that away. However, that thing probably would have cost $100 a ship because it was heavy. So it it got sold to a one of Emily's friends wound up buying it for a fraction of what the retail value was or what it was on Amazon. But some of that's and I did do a review on a pop-up gazebo. They call it pop-up gazebo. Like if you take to the beach or whatever. And I got it at Ollie's. Ollie's. I always say Ollie's, but it's Ollie's. $69. And it's actually as good as the one I did a review on a while back that cost twice as much, maybe a little bit more. It was almost 200, I think. Can't remember. But this one at Ollie's, so basically what I'm saying is over on the Grandpa's Random Reviews, I'm probably going to have some stuff on there too that actually buy. And there is some stuff on there. Bought a security camera. I never had one. I just thought it would be cool. But anyway, and a solar powered light.
Yeah, your camera chases the birds.
Yeah, we got a carport put in, and the birds have discovered the bugs on the car, and they can be in the shade. And now they tried to make a home, and that camera's got that, what is it called, PLZ or whatever, where it tracks. And that camera, you'll see it moving around, and you'll get to notice it, and there's a bird flying around. Pretty good camera as far as that goes. But I mean, it wasn't that expensive, and I don't really want to hardwire stuff. I mean, if I had a real reason to have security cameras, it might be worth it, but I really don't. I just thought it would be neat because the office is kind of in the. It feels like the back part of the house. You have to go all through the house to go to the front door, and we have that ring thing,
Doorbell.
ring doorbell. So it'll say motion at the door or whatever. But then you're like, well, who's at the door? And I know you can look at your phone and bring up the app and all that. But it was nice just to look over. I got it on my little tablet. It's nice to just look over there and see who's at the front door. And 90% of the time, it's the mailman. We're going to have to get the mailman a gift card for Christmas this year. Because we get packages almost daily. Can y'all hear Reba? She's whining again. Might need outside. I don't know. She went out there when we went out there. Anyway, y'all. It froze up. Oh, there it went. Oh, I got my hair cut. Y'all like that? The girl asked me how I wanted to cut. And I said, cut as much gray out as you can, son. Anyway. Yeah, that body cams, dash cams, things like that is the stuff. Man, it keeps freezing up. I've got YouTube right in front of me. Then I have StreamYard over here, and this freezes up on the monitor. Anyway, I know everybody that probably watches my channel knows about Sarah Elizabeth's channel. She's been around for a long time. I don't know how long she's had her channel. I just know she's had it going for quite a while. And I'm going to do this right here. Where am I at? Oh, here I am. But anyway, if anybody doesn't know Sarah's channel, then check it out right there. She does a lot of ride-alongs and stuff, and it's interesting. And she is, yeah, it seems like getting a little serious going on the body cams, and that's cool. Because we all need whatever protection we can get out there, you know, whether it's with a camera or pepper spray or whatever means you feel necessary. You need to protect yourself the best way you can and have some backup like a camera or stuff like that. Anyway, I am kind of running out of stuff. I've rambled on. I asked Emily what I was going to talk about. She goes, I don't know. You enjoy hearing yourself talk, I think, or something to that effect. I really don't. It's just I hate dead air, and I used to not be like that at all. But when I went to work out at the state hospital, I always grew up and I was really bashful. I was the little kid that scooted in behind mama's leg because people was talking, and I didn't want to be in front of people and all that. But I started working retail, and that brought me out of it a little bit. And then when I started working out at the state hospital, you have to interact because I worked on a unit that needed to develop their social skills. So you have to interact a lot to get help people learn how to socialize in a positive manner. And that's what finished bringing me out of shell. Now it seems like I don't shut up. I just keep rattling, and sometimes I annoy myself. It's fun. What's funny is when I edit a video, like especially on the reviews and stuff, I'm like, nobody cares about that. You don't need to know this. You don't need to know that. And I wind up taking a 20-minute video for a review and cutting it down to like 5 minutes or 3 minutes because I try to explain stuff, but sometimes I go too much. But it is who I am. And that's the cool thing about doing these and doing the live streams. I can just rattle and it don't matter. There ain't no editing here on the live. It is what it is. It is what it is. Mr. Steve, how are you, sir? That was I didn't get on the live stream over on your live stream early, so I just kind of caught part of it. But I'm assuming the person you had on there was from Canada, since y'all was talking about the insurance and stuff like that up there in Canada. That was interesting. But I right before I left, she was talking about their base pay was higher up there. That's really good. And I know everybody. Sarah was here. I don't know if she's still here. I put her link because sure everybody knows who Sarah is. Everybody probably knows who Steve is, Rideshare Rodeo. But if you don't, there's his channel. But, from Winnipeg, yeah. Did she say they didn't have Spark up there? I thought I heard her say they didn't have Walmart Spark up there. They had Walmart, but just not Walmart Spark. And I know driving. I think it was Driving with Chris was on there. Base pay is higher, but they don't tip much there. Yeah, no Spark. I know. I can't remember the guy's name. He's like in Australia or somewhere. He says they don't tip there either. But if I don't know, like the Spark shopping orders, a lot of those don't tip, and sometimes they tip really good. I had a $29 tip today. To one of the larger tips I've ever gotten, but Skip the Dishes is working with Walmart. Skip the Dishes. Okay. I was like, what is it? And then I remembered, I think you was talking about that. You and Hannibal or somebody was talking about that last week or something. I just caught part of it. I didn't catch all of it. Or maybe Gary mentioned it. I can't remember. Guaranteed 30-minute delivery. Anyway, yeah. I'm personally, if the base pay was high enough, I wouldn't mind people not tipping. But the base pay would have to be high enough to make it worth it. Because the orders that I've been seeing on Walmart Spark yesterday and most all of them today, but all of them except for one yesterday, is horrible. I don't know why anybody would even do it. It's worse than a DoorDash. And that's what I was saying earlier. I'm going to have to get a side hustle to my side hustle, which technically my side hustle, the Spark, is my full-time hustle, and the reviews is my side hustle. But I'm going to have to get something else. I hate to do it, but I may have to go back to DoorDash. But really, in all reality, when you're looking at orders that are $12 for one order, granted, it's going 1.4 miles, and it's absolutely great if it was a DoorDash order. But for a Spark order, that's horrible because you're looking at an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Even if you get it done in less time, it's probably going to take you that much. It'll take you an hour before you're going to get another order. So you're working at $12 an hour, which DoorDash pays more because you can do three $6 orders and make that much. Actually more. The base pays were between 350 and 425. Where Shiano lives. Oh, that's horrible. I when they was talking about the base pay higher. Oh, well, you're talking about like for DoorDash and stuff. Okay, which that might be good because I think the base pay generally, like on Spark, is well. I honestly don't know now. It was because I see a lot of 650 and $7 orders, but those are $9, $9 for two orders, right?
$7 for
650 and $7 depends on which Walmart you're at because
yeah.
I think the WalMarts have different. Even though it's in the same market, they have a different base pay, like 50 cents difference. But anyway, at $9, that's only $4.50, and there's no way I wouldn't even touch this $12 one. It's just not worth it. And I need to really get with somebody because I don't get the pay by hour on DoorDash because I thought I did. I thought they paid you a minimum payment if you didn't earn like the DoorDash here. It said $14 minimum, and I logged on to DoorDash and I got a couple of orders, and that came out $11, and the $11 is all I made. So, and it didn't pay me $14. So I really don't understand technically how it works. I know how I thought it was supposed to work, but it doesn't work the way it says it's going to work. I don't know what's up with that. DoorDash, Skip the Dishes, and Uber Eats in Quebec range from 350 to 425 base pay. They do get free medical insurance, which is big. Yeah. Well, I I used to talk to somebody that lived in Ontario, and they got free medical, but she said it's a pain. I guess there's different kinds of plans you can get, and from what I understood, it was kind of like the Indian insurance. A lot of I'm sure people in Colorado have it all over the United States, but I do know somebody here that has to go over to Oklahoma and get it because there's no Indian hospitals in Texas that I'm aware of, or there used to not be anyway. They would spend all day up there at the doctor's visit, and that's what I heard about the Canadian insurance. Is you got the free medical, but you may be going for a checkup, but you're going to be you could be at that hospital or the doctor's office all day, and I don't know. I guess you can get what you pay for. Um, I was going to look. I was going to see what that DoorDash, because I did DoorDash here the other night. Oh, I could dash now. Um, Earnings. Monday. Let's see. See my active time or dash time, 1 hour and 33 minutes. One order was $6.51, and the customer tipped $5, so I made $11.51. But it was supposed to be $14 hours or $14 an hour. Oh, that was two deliveries. You can't go in there and see what it. I was hoping it would show what the base pay was. I think. Well, DoorDash pays $6.51. So really, I mean, for DoorDash, when I kind of laid or not not laid off, but when I backed off and doing DoorDash so much, a lot of the orders was nowhere near that. So that was actually a pretty good order. That's why I took it. But I did it for the work by the hour, and it doesn't pay you what it says it's going to do because it said it pays up to $14 an hour, and it didn't. I don't know, unless it just goes by that um, active time, because active time was 27 minutes, dash time an hour and 33 minutes. I don't know. I think it's a scam all the way around, regardless. Maybe not a scam. It's just they're just playing it and making it look good and sound good, and it's not exactly as good as what they make it sound. They get free medical insurance. It's only after you accept and while delivering. They don't pay time you are waiting for the order during DoorDash hour. Oh, I thought why? Well, okay, okay. So that's why I didn't get it, I guess, because it was only 27 minutes of active time. Okay. Well, I don't see the benefit of it then. You know, that I don't see why you would do that because you don't get to see how much the pay is. You don't get there's too many things you don't get to see if you do it by the hourly. That wouldn't be worth it to me. That's just me. But DoorDash is my uh, not my go-to. But it may be in the future if Walmart keeps going like it is. I don't. I said it the other night, and I'll say it again. I between now and the end of the year, I will not be a bit surprised if we are not working for strictly just tips. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but it's the current trend, the way it's heading. That's where it's heading. Last year I saw Uber Eats orders going out for 80 cents. That was last year. Seems like I seen one for less than that, but I remember for sure 80 cents. Um, and then Spark sent me that one with zero base pay, and it was a $10 tip. Granted, after I shut the app off, refreshed everything, then it worked. Then it showed it was $9 or something. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, I don't know if they're doing that just to see if anybody will notice it, or if it really was a glitch, kind of testing the waters. I don't know, but it's you know, and the bad thing is, it's what I don't remember if it's me and my mom or me and Emily. One of we were talking, and I said the bad thing is, I think it was me and Emily, is you have all the veteran drivers that won't take the crap orders, and you have these newer drivers that will take the $6.50 and $7 orders, and they'll continue to do that, but they're going to start realizing they're not making any money, so they're going to get mad and they're going to quit. But the problem is, as soon as they quit, you got more people coming in, and they're going to take them. So Walmart's going to keep doing the same thing that they're doing, and the only way anybody's going to be able to do it is to not do it. And that's not going to happen because you can't coordinate a whole country. If you lived in a small town, you know, and you had 20 or 30 drivers, you might could do something there. And I highly encourage you, if you're in a market like that, I highly encourage you all quit taking them low ball orders, all of you. But it would take everybody. You couldn't take half of them because it wouldn't make no difference. It would take everybody, and you can't do that in bigger towns because nobody will work with each other. Everybody's out to make a dollar, and they don't care whose toes they step on. People have just they don't care anymore. They've lost respect for each other and themselves. If you're taking this kind, as Peter always said, they're a bunch of clowns. I hate to call somebody a clown, But it's ridiculous to take those kind of orders because you're the wear and tear on your car, the depreciation of your car, your gas. I mean, you can go to work anywhere, Taco Bell, and make more money than what you can if you're taking $7 Walmart Spark orders. That makes no sense. A DoorDash order, yeah, I can see taking that because, like I said earlier, you can get 3 or 4 DoorDash orders in, so that's $28. And that's what Walmart was a year ago. That's what they were. Most of your orders was that, like that, with half the miles, not even half, about a quarter of the miles. But now you're going to be putting the miles back on your car if you want to make the $25 to $30 an hour. Or, Walmart was good while it lasted, but it's going out and going out quickly. So anybody that for the last year, I've been saying how good Spark was, and it was. And occasionally, and you still get some decent orders, and in some markets, it still is good orders. But in the most markets, it's really not anymore. And I was hoping it would change, but this week has proven to be the worst week I've ever seen it. So maybe it's too early to call it either way. I'm not giving up on Spark, but I will say I'll probably start doing more DoorDashing, and I would love to do more Uber Eats. But every time I turn it on, they try to send me to the military base, and I can't get on base. So I wind up having to decline the orders, which makes your acceptance rating go down even further. So no win situation, and you can't just go out to the base and get a base pass to get on base. You can get a 3-day pass, but not like a permanent one like I had when I was on with Bot Squad when Bot Squad was here. But it's what I was saying last week or week before. Don't count on these apps because I think we've seen the best of them that there was going to be. I really do. I mean, some of the apps are still good. I know Steve does like Curry and stuff like that, and I know some of those are still good. But the majority of them, like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, I think they've seen their peak. I don't think they'll ever pay what they used to. How you doing, Miss Lisa? I was just sitting there bashing these apps, but I really do. I honestly think, yeah, about an hour, 50 minutes anyway. But better late than never is what they say. But I think the apps have seen their peak because I think they peaked during COVID, during the pandemic and all that, because it's just it was a slow decline in the paying on the orders for the first year after the pandemic, so to speak, when people started getting back out. And then this last year, it's gotten worse, and this year it's getting horrible for all of them. I well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with that, but Walmart Spark is grocery delivery, and it's peaked, and they're running it themselves though because the demand is still there. It's just they keep lowering the pay and lowering the pay, and people continue to take the $7 and $9 deliveries. And Walmart's not. I mean, put yourself in their shoes. Would you want to pay somebody more to do the same thing? No. You're going to pay the cheapest person you can pay, and that's what they're going to do. Hey, good giggity, how are you? Hope you're doing well down there. Not cooking yet. Summertime's a coming, and y'all get really hot down there. Worse than it is up here. I'm wearing your logo T-shirt today. Cool. Spreading the word. But yeah, I don't know, Steve. It seems like the one thing everybody's always grocery stores is always going to be in business, but and the people are always going to be ordering, especially groceries. Food, maybe not so much. I think that we both agree completely on that. They peaked. Now it's just hit and miss. Get what you can, make what you can, but don't count on. You're not going to make a full time job out of just DoorDash anymore. There for a while you could, but I just think grocery has a chance to really bounce back, but food delivery demand is falling. Yeah, well, I I agree with that, but the thing of it, the only way that the the delivery part of the grocery is going to work out is if they'll pay the delivery drivers. The problem is Walmart's the biggest grocery delivery there is, as far as I know. You would think they were, but they're lessening the pay and lessening the pay more and more. So the deliveries are still going out. Everybody talks about it. It's there. You can get on Reddit. Oh, it's slowed down. I'm not getting no orders. Those orders are still there. If there was 500 orders going out in your particular Walmart 1 year ago, there's still 500 orders going out this year, if not more. Some of the loaders told me it's more, but you got quadruple the amount of drivers for working for half the pay that we were last year. And that's what's going to kill the grocery delivery. It's not going to be the fact that the demand is not there, because the demand will be there. That you're 100% right on that. But as far as the delivery driver goes, there's no incentive to do it, because it just, I don't know. We will see. We'll see. But I just don't, I don't know. I'm not real sure. I'm interested to see what's going to come around by January 1 of next year. It will, I, I'm not going to be surprised if there is no base pay on any of these apps. Not saying that's what it's going to be, but I would not be surprised. We will see. Grocery, there's money, but you have to get good at it and be mastering your. There ain't no mastering your market. That you can say all that you want. The orders, I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I didn't mean that. I don't mean for that to come across bad, but there there is no master in the market. You can only get what you're getting coming in on your phone. I don't care where you're sitting, what your ratings are. You're only going to get, and if they're only paying $7 for a delivery, it's dumb. I'm not going to use the word dumb. It's not economically wise to take those orders when you deduct what it's going to cost you to deliver that. And the grocery orders are going to be there. Yeah. I'm sorry. Let me go. I shouldn't have said it like that, but so I apologize if that came across rude or anything. I didn't mean for it to. I miserably failed today, but yeah, I made make 50. Yeah, what it's you can't. I don't know. I don't know the situation, but I don't think you know what you're doing. You didn't miserably fail. The apps miserably failed. The deliveries failed. you know, unless you fell asleep in the park, you know. But if you consistently get orders coming into your phone like I did yesterday with Walmart Spark, except for one shopping order, and it wasn't great. And like I said earlier, the only reason it was $17 for a shopping order. Normally, I wouldn't even have touched that, but I recognized the name on that order, and she's blind, so I know for a fact she can't get out, she can't drive, she can't see. Really nice lady. But that's why I took that one. And I wound up getting a $10 tip. Of course, she don't know me from Adam, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But that was the only order yesterday that was worth taking. All of them was $7 to $14, and the $14 ones was going to an apartment, 2 cases of water. And I'm not being lazy. I'm just telling it the way it is because you take an order from Walmart Spark, and I don't care how good you are and how fast you are, you're not going to get 2 to 3 orders an hour consistently. You may get 2 orders an hour at three between 3 and 4 o'clock. But that you're not going to get it between 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. You may do it once or twice a day, but you're not going to consistently be able to do that. I don't care how good you are, and I don't care how fast you can shop, unless you're consistently getting shopping orders. If you are getting shopping orders and you're pretty much that's all curbsides, you can't do it. Shopping orders, I'll go back and correct myself. You can get 2 or 3 of those if they're quick and easy shopping orders and they're going real close and you can get back. But round robins, you're only getting one an hour. You might get a first come first serve, but that's going to put you over into the next hour. So if you're taking a $12 curbside pickup, that's all you're going to make for that hour on the average. You may get 3 orders in 2 hours, but at 4 hours, you're I don't that ain't making sense. If you get 2 orders in 1 hour, that third order is going to put you over in the next hour, and then the fourth order is going to put you into that fourth hour. So when you break it all down, it's going to be 1 order per hour. Even though if you did get 2 orders earlier, when you break it all down, add in your time, and it's not you, it's the loaders are slow, the orders are not ready. It's the different little elements that come with the delivery, different situations, will slow you down. I don't care how fast you are. And if you try to do too much between your spark orders and you consistently are late arrival, you're going to get deactivated. It's just a matter of time. So, and our restaurants, I've done it. I've done the DoorDash and the Uber between the spark orders, but you're running like a chicken with your head cut off. And our restaurants are so slow, they're going to make you late getting back to Walmart to pick up your order. That was one of the reasons why I got the not copyright strike, the what you call it on DoorDash. Uh, I forgot what they call it. Shows you how much how often I get it. Uh, Now I'm curious. Contract violation. My mind, but it's because I was trying to multitask, and it can be done, but as 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 far as knowing your market, there's not a whole lot. I mean, if you're new, yeah, there's a lot to do. But if you've been doing it for a year or more, you know what to do. You know where to go. You know, but there's nothing that you control about the orders coming in. If the orders are not there, they're not there. If the orders are paying $7 and $9, you can't make them $30. It ain't gonna happen. And that's why I'm not real sure that the grocery inside of it, and food delivery is peaked. I mean, it is what it was. It was great, and everybody that says it's great was doing it during the pandemic and made good money, and they're having a hard time facing reality that it's not what it was, and it's never going to be again. It's just not going to happen. Food delivery, the grocery delivery, the demand is there, but the companies like Walmart are trying to screw over the drivers and get the drivers to do it for less and less. And the bad thing is the drivers are doing it for less and less, and Walmart's going to eat it up and let them do it. And that's the way it is. Sorry, I got on a little rant right there, but it's just you got to cherry pick, and the cherry picking is getting so slim. It's like picking off cherries in the off season. Most of them are rotten. Every once in a while, you might find one or two that's good. Might be just enough to get you by. And that's why I say look into other ways of making money besides these gig apps, because they ain't, I don't care how big the delivery company is. I don't care if it's DoorDash, Uber Eats, how big they can pull out of your market. Unless you like live in Denver, Chicago, St. Louis. But, well, even St. Louis. I mean, even those cities, I guess they could pull out because Bosco was a pretty big company. They pulled out of Wichita Falls, but Wichita Falls is not that big of a city, 100,000 people, you know? So, what I'm saying, don't depend on the apps. 2 years ago, you could depend on them because you could make money. A year ago, you could make still pretty good money. Now it's fair money. What's it going to be next year? If it was great, really good, good, now it's fair. Do you not see the trend where it's going? There's a lot of other delivery stuff going on out there, but I don't think it's going to be in any of the companies that are available in my area. Roadies, they might as well pull out of the area because they're garbage now. They want you to go 40 miles for $20. That's all I ever see. And it's going from Home Depot, hauling no telling what. It'll say like 10 or 12 items weighing 20 to 30 pounds each. Come on. Who's going to be, who's going to do that? I'll shut up. One customer told me he hadn't been inside the grocery store in 5 years. Again, well, let me read these. I want to go back to that and just say Walmart is on Instacart here. Really weird how it works. See, they're not here. Well, let me take that back. They used to not be. They may be now. I haven't done Instacart in probably a year and a half, so they could be now here. Actually, have an idea that would pay drivers better by having no base pay. I'm 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 hoping you and Tony's little adventure, or what y'all was talking about a while back. I would be interested in that if y'all spread out. We'll discuss that at a later date. When you can discuss it more and know more. I actually have let's see, 50 can't even buy five anymore. 50 can't buy five anymore. I don't know. I missed something. You can't pick cherries if fruit ain't there to pick. Exactly. My road is the same way. Terrible. Yeah, it's garbage here. But what I was getting at a while ago, and this is looking way into the future. Okay, like 10 to 15 years, because I've read like what was it, Detroit, Pittsburgh maybe, there was like 3 or 4 places that the Walmart's closed. And I think there was one in California that's closing. And there's some big chain, grocery chain that's closing because of theft, and the crime. Because people are not getting punishment like what they should be. We got too many pansies running around worried about somebody getting their feelings hurt rather than tagging their butts with some buckshot or a stun gun or a taser. Everybody's worried about getting sued and this and that. And the judges are eating out of somebody else's hands. And anyway, I'm not going to get all into that. That's just people need to be taught respect one way or the other, and I'm hardcore on that. But what I was getting at, my point was, we have a Walmart here. The whole end of, or not the whole end, but about 1/3 of the building is going to be closed off to the public just for distribution. And it's not going to surprise me as a very, very old man that I don't live long enough to see the general public will not be going into these stores. It will all be done by delivery or delivery, it's store delivery or contractors like we're supposed to be. Um, let's say, did you say that too in Portland? Uh, I don't know if it was too in Portland. I just remember reading something about it on the news or watching it. I get those news breaks that pop up on my phone, and some of the WalMarts were closing because of the theft and the crime. The Family Dollar General right now is having some major issues because they are having a lot of employees getting shot and stabbed and killed, and because they're sticking those Dollar Generals in high crime rate areas. And like I said, the criminals are becoming bigger criminals because they don't get in trouble. They get, don't do that again. Instead of busting their butts, throwing them into jail. I don't care if you steal. I'm not talking about a kid stealing a piece of candy. That, kids are, that, it's not right. It's still being a thief. But if you're old enough to know what you're doing, like 16, 17 years old and older, if you steal, a car battery from the store, um, something besides a Coke, you need to go to jail. And if you take off running, you need to be shot with that taser instead of them. I don't even know. I'm really. You can look at other countries and a lot of their police, like I think it's Japan and stuff. They don't even carry guns, and it's getting to where I don't even know why the cops carry guns here because none of them will use it. They do use them occasionally. I'll give them that, but um, people are just they're not getting any kind of trouble. They're getting away with it, and the cops will just let them go because everybody's worried about getting sued, and they need to fix the system where I'm not saying brutality. Don't get me wrong. That's the difference between spanking a kid and beating a kid. There's nothing wrong with spanking the kid, but beating the kid, no, absolutely not. Hey, Miss Ellen, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I know I'm rambling and it's past 10, but I don't know. I just kind of got off on a tangent here, and well, it did say we'll just hang out, but anyway, I just think that people need to learn what corporal punishment is again. It started when they started taking it out of schools. Granted, the school system started hiring people that shouldn't even be working in schools because they don't have the wisdom and responsibility enough to know how to handle situations, and when they do handle them, the ones that do know how to do it do handle them. Then you get some pansy parent that says my kid wouldn't do that. Well, guess what? Yes, they would. You can think your kid's all that, and some of them are. I'm not saying they're all bad, but the kids are going to do what their friends are going to do. You know, the old saying, if you run with the dogs, that makes you a dog. You know, you may be the better of the dogs, but kids need to start being taught to respect other people's property, respect the law, respect each other, but mainly respect themselves. And they've lost that, and those kids have grown up to be adults, and now they're having kids, and it's just getting worse. And until they start bringing in some corporal punishment back in, it's going to get worse. And what my point is it's not going to. What I was getting at is it's not going to surprise me if they don't. Like I was saying, if they don't have all these stores where the public, the Bud Soda was saying there was a guy that said he hadn't been in the store in 5 years. Well, probably in 15 or 20 years, you won't be going to the store. 7-Elevens maybe, but your main stores like Walmart, Target, and some of the big HEBs, it may all be delivery because they'll be able to pay somebody. It'll be cheaper for them to pay somebody rather than to they won't be able to write off that much theft is what I'm getting at. And people are stealing. And was in California, if it's under $500, they don't even stop you. That's ridiculous. That to me, that's just I couldn't imagine that. Can you imagine walking in, because you can get a 60-inch TV now for less than 500. Can you imagine walking into your Walmart, putting a 60-inch TV in your cart and going straight out the door with it, and nobody's going to stop you? That's I don't get it. Like I said, I'm not talking about a candy bar or a can of pop or a bag of potato chips. I'm talking about anything over $5-10. They need to go to jail. Period. I don't care if it's their first time or their 50th time, because if it's their first time, it won't be long, and it will be their 50th time because they got getting away with it, and they know they can get away with it until we do something. But man, I have taken this all the way across the board tonight. I'm sorry. This has nothing. Well, it does have to do with the gig economy because people doing the deliveries may be the only people that's going into these stores. But whether doing the delivery, being the delivery driver, whether it's going to be worth doing it anymore because of the pay, I don't know. May not be. Is it the current trend? It's not going to be. And that's why you better find something else to do. Take this time that you have between your orders to be working on something else. I don't know. I probably stepped on some toes or upset people, or I don't know. Maybe everybody agrees with me. We're not supposed to all agree. I mean, we can have constructive, not arguments, but we don't all have to agree. But we all should be able to listen to each other because I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, by all means, call me out on it. And maybe I'll learn something. I don't care how old I am. The only one that I used to say, the only time you quit learning is the day they bury you. And you're not going to learn anymore on this earth. But up until that day, you should continue to learn. Anybody that thinks they know everything probably knows less than the person that knows nothing. Don't ask me to repeat that because I don't know if I could repeat that. That actually was pretty good. Anyway, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not sure I can stuff 500 worth of candy bars in my pants, but I'm willing to try. You know, when I had a paper route, um, you, for the I don't know if you ever had a newspaper route, but the size of the bags that you carried and the prices of what candy bars are now, oh yeah, you could stuff 500 in one of those easily. But yeah, I'm not saying if a kid's 12, 13 years old and they steal a candy bar, you should go throw them in jail, or juvie. You should make a record of it, yes. And if they continue that, they need to be punished, but not like jail time. That's a little harsh. But you got to teach them young. But they need to be taught something. And the second time, if they do it, you get a little harsher and quit worrying about them pansy parents that thinks that their kid deserves this and they deserve that. And people don't deserve anything if they don't earn it. You know, it's just like people whining and complaining about they took an order and they didn't get no tip. Well, the tip wasn't. The only time you can gripe about that is if the tip was there and they take it away. That's legitimate. But if you take an order that don't have a tip and then you're going to turn around and whine about it not having a tip, that's you. That's all 100% you. So I have no sympathy for that at all. The time it should fit. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, ooh, that would have break me, that's for sure. And I don't even know what it tastes like, but it just don't sound like it would taste good at all. I don't know. You know, I depending on your town and I guess the crime. If a kid got caught stealing something, I think back when I worked in a grocery store in the mornings, we'd go out and sweep the parking lot and pick up the trash. And I think you should have, if a kid gets caught stealing, that could be their punishment. It doesn't have to be nothing major. Get a broom, go clean that entire parking lot. Most kids don't want to do anything besides be on their phones or playing video games and stuff like. Not all of them, but most of them. They're more interested in that than anything else. Make them get out there and clean the parking lot. Parking lot's got to be cleaned anyway. So why not make them do it? Teach them a lesson. You do the crime, you're gonna pay the time. I hate tip. Yeah, tip better. That the one Emily got an order day before yesterday. It was, I forgot what she said now. 55 dollars and it stuck. The the one shopping order I got today, it was a $29 tip, and I'm hoping it sticks, but we will see. When I was going up, typically the embarrassment of getting caught was enough. Yeah, yeah, but we had respect for ourselves and our parents and the people that, you know, the people that mattered. And now I don't think kids don't. A lot of them, not all of them. There's good kids out there, no doubt about it, and they're our only hope for our future, because a good bunch of them, and they don't get embarrassed over nothing because they don't care about nothing because they have no respect for themselves or anybody else. Get what you can get and forget the rest. That's their mentality. Not all of them, like I said. There's some good kids out there. I know some, but I also know some that needs a butt busting. And like I said earlier, I know there's a lot of people that are against whippings, and I'm not saying that they're wrong, but look at society and how it's gone. You think 100 years ago, every kid when they got in trouble didn't get their butt busted, and it's gradually tapered off. Look at how society's gone. It's not rocket science. You can look at it and see where it's going. But I'm not talking about beating your kid, knocking them upside their head, beating them, hitting them in the face and the stomach. I'm not talking about that. You never should do that. But a good belt across the booty, and not full force. All you to me, in my opinion, a spanking should be good enough to get their attention really good, not literally hurt them, but get their attention really good. That is a good spanking. Anything more than that, you're crossing over into the beating, and that's wrong. But if you can't be responsible enough to do it right yourself, then you shouldn't even be having kids. Oh, how you doing, Mr. Nashing Wumble? Hope you're doing well. I'm on here late. I need to get off here. 10:23. I've ran over 23 minutes, y'all. Sometimes, and when I have something, what do you call a title for the live stream, or a subject for the live stream. A lot of times I run out of anything to say, and I'm like, come on, 10 o'clock, come on, get here, or whatever time it is for y'all. It's 10 o'clock for me. And tonight I had absolutely nothing to talk about, and I probably talk more about different things than I ever have. And some of y'all are probably seeing a side of me that you've never seen, and you may never see again. But there's certain things that I'm a little passionate about. It's just, I don't know, because you don't want to step on any toes, but somebody's going to have to do something. And I'm not talking about somebody like me, because I'm not a big shot, but somebody with some real pull is going to have to get a trend going to get society back in order, so we can continue to have a life, a future. You know, I'm not so worried about my future, but I'm worried about my grandkids and great grandkids, their futures. What's it going to be like? Imagine how life was with your grandparents or great grandparents, and there was a lot of sicknesses and stuff like that we don't have to deal with now. But as far as how people treated each other, the majority of everybody, look at how it's going to be for our grandkids and great grandkids. Look at the trend. It's got to be fixed. So maybe somebody out there someday can fix it. Anyway, y'all, I've rattled and probably said some things I probably shouldn't have said, but I don't know. If you're still here, Bud Soda, I did not mean to say anything bad about mastering your market, but I didn't mean for that to sound bad at all. And if it did, I humbly apologize. And I'm sorry if I didn't mean for it to sound like that at all. But when I was kind of thinking about how that sounded, it probably didn't sound good. And I apologize if it did. And if I hurt anybody else's feelings by saying anything, I'm sorry. I did not mean to. Everybody needs to help each other, and but you can't control the orders that are coming in. So don't think you know. But Soda said he failed miserably today. I find that hard to believe, because Bud Soda knows exactly what he's doing, how to do it, how to make the money, how to do it. So you get somebody that knows how to do all that. They didn't fail. The apps failed. Oh, you want? I had to do. Where are those? I'm kind of jumping off on something else now. Um, anyway, let me say, I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings. Anyway, but don't beat yourself up if you don't make the money because you don't control what those apps or the orders are coming out. You control the orders that you take or don't take. But if you take some of those orders, you're gonna be working in the hole. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. And I'm done with it. I ain't gonna say no more. I'm sorry if I hurt her feelings or anything like that. Anyway, speaking of fishing, you mentioned that, mate. I went to one of our local lakes here in town to do a video on these polarized fishing glasses. How do you like that? They actually really are polarized. And they're not bad. You know, I don't think they look too bad. My what's that song? I wear my sunglasses at night. But anyway, they're pretty dark. But anyway, they're good fishing glasses. But anyway, what I was getting at is I was going to I thought, to make the review look good and all that, and they wanted it to um, for the person making the video, they wanted them to be fishing or doing some activity outside. And my activity outside is fishing. That's what I do. Um, but anyway, I tied my lure on there, made a few casts, and then was doing the review. Man, I saw a couple of bass jump, and I was wanting to, put the GoPro up and all that up, and I was hurrying up, get back down there to the water, and then my dang phone went off, and it was a spark water, and it was the one of the three that was actually worth taking, so I couldn't pass it up. Man, so and for I hate to say it, but I hope I don't have time to go tomorrow because I really need to make some money. Because I didn't work Monday. Never work on Monday hardly. Tuesday I had too much other things to do, so I didn't do any delivery Tuesday. Wednesday was total garbage, except for one, and today was doing two different reviews and doing three orders. So it was a busy day, not necessarily on delivery, but with everything I had going. But I would like to get back out there tomorrow and do a little bit of fishing. And we're supposed to have. I saw earlier that we have some weather maybe coming in this weekend. So you know what happens when the storms start coming in. So I'd really like to get out there and do a little fishing either tomorrow or Saturday because maybe stormy and we get them fish oxygen's going in that water and the barometric pressure jumping up and down. It should may be good. It's been slow week all over here. Yeah, it definitely is here, and I, like I said when at first earlier in the live stream, I talked to one of the girls that always does Walmart Spark, and she said she had been sitting for 2 or 2.5 hours with no orders, and that's at the busiest Walmart we have. So it was horrible. And like I said, hopefully I stay too busy to get to go fishing more, but I carry my rod and reel with me, and I got one of them little kids. Well, I say little kids. I got one of those little tackle boxes that's just got the one tray on the top. I got it crammed stuffed full with a couple of spinner baits and crankbaits, uh, two or three top waters. I just got a real variety stuck in there, but I carry it with me. I can put it behind the passenger seat and the floorboard, and it stays that way. And my rods, you're not going to catch no 20-pound catfish on it, but you can catch it'll do a 5-6 pound bass, which at the little lake I go to, pretty regularly, that's about all you're gonna catch anyway. And I don't care if it's a tank. It's just fun to get out there and catch one, where it weighs a pound or 4 pounds. 4 pounds funner, but it is what it is. I had a storm come through today that what made me think. Yeah, it helps. So anybody out there that likes fishing and you're wondering what we're talking about, generally, if you have a storm coming in, it changes a front before, like a day or two before a front comes in. It changes up your barometric pressure. It gets the fish active, basically. Giggity probably may be able to take more if you're really interested. If you're not into fishing, I'm just rambling again. But anyway, it's always good to fish a day or two before a storm comes in or a front. It increases your chances. It's kind of like the old saying, wind out of the east, fishing is the least, fish out of the west, fishing is the best. And there is some truth to that. Anyway, I know there is truth to me needing to get off here because I got a lot to do. And it's bedtime, and I still got a lot to do. Main thing, I got to get out there and make some money tomorrow. Or if I don't make some money tomorrow, I need to catch some fish tomorrow. I only went fishing once. I was never asked again. Well, if you get down my way, we'll go fishing. Me and Emily was talking about we was wanting to take a further off vacation, but we're going to check in. And I don't know if you've ever went fishing down around Corpus or anywhere, Giggity, or Galveston. But I don't know. I'm going to look it up because I think we're just going to take like a little mini vacation and run down to Padre or somewhere down there, run around. But I'd kind of like to check in to see how much it would. Maybe not all day fishing, but like 4 hours or something. And I think I didn't look, but I think I'm gonna have. I haven't done much saltwater fishing in Texas, Mississippi. Back when I was going to my uncle's in Gulfport, you didn't have to have saltwater license off the Gulf Coast there in Mississippi. But I think Texas you did. But I don't know. I'm going to have to check into that, but I'm going to check in to see how much it is to go fishing down there. Charter a boat for a 3-hour tour. Get stuck on an island. That would be fun for a little while. Not forever, though. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get off here and see if I'm in trouble for staying on the computer too long or staying on my live stream too long. No, she won't give me a hard time. Well, she actually will give me a hard time, but it'll be in a jokingly way. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I've rambled and probably stepped on toes and upset people and everything else. And I didn't mean to. If I did, I apologize if I did. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it or putting too much into it. Probably am. Anyway, it is what it is. Hope y'all have a great day. If you don't make any money, have fun doing something. But, main thing is be respectful of each other, be nice to one another, and everything is going to be okay. You know that old song, everything's going to be all right. Well, there you go. It'll be all right. It's going to be tough, but it'll be all right. Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. And I will see y'all next time. And thanks for coming, y'all. Thanks for sticking around and not yelling at me or cussing me out if I stepped on any toes. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good night and a good week. Bye, y'all.